Did you miss the days of Meghan Markle's signature word salads? Well, she's back. And this time, she's serving them up with her usual side of self-promotion and a sprinkle of relatable charm. Picture this. It's October 23rd at Godmother's Bookstore in Summerland, California. The cozy little shop, owned by her longtime friends Victoria Jackson and Jennifer Rudolph Walsh, is buzzing with excitement. The occasion? A heartfelt book launch for lifestyle influencer and author Courtney Adamo. But the moment Meghan walks in, dressed head to toe in a silky brown outfit, hair pulled so tightly into a bun it could double as a facelift, all eyes shift immediately. And in true Meghan fashion, she's carrying bottles from her own struggling wine label. Because hey, if sales aren't flowing, you can always gift them, right? Now, the night was supposed to celebrate Courtney's big release, her new book, The Family Home. But once Meghan stepped into the room, the focus quietly, inevitably drifted away from the guest of honor. Within minutes, Courtney's special night started to look less like a launch and more like an evening with Meghan Markle. Barefoot, beaming and brimming with self-reflection, Meghan launched into her trademark stream of pseudo-deep conversation, the kind that sounds profound until you try to quote it later. She spoke passionately about her barefoot hosting style, saying she always greets her guests without shoes and with an apron on because she wants people to see the real her. The goal, apparently, was to demystify herself, as if anyone ever saw her as some ethereal being rather than someone who just really, really likes to control the narrative. Then came her parenting pearls of wisdom. Meghan shared that she starts her mornings by blasting music through the house, maybe to set the mood, or maybe to drown out the sound of Harry quietly wondering what they're doing next. And of course, she travels with her candle. Because, as she explained, home is where the fragrance is. Oh, and let's not forget the healing blanket she mentioned, a cozy miracle fabric that supposedly cures everything from sniffles to stress. But what really told the story that night wasn't Meghan's words. It was the body language. Courtney sat beside her, jaw tight, posture stiff, face frozen in a polite smile that said, "Please, just let me finish one sentence." Every time Courtney tried to speak, Meghan reached over, adjusting her microphone, touching her arm, leaning in, performing that well-meaning but overbearing routine that says, "I'm helping," while really meaning, "You're doing it wrong." And the crowd? Silent. Painfully silent. Especially when Meghan dropped one of her signature, inspirational lines about children and tidying up. She paused, clearly expecting a ripple of applause or laughter. Instead, the room fell into what can only be described as collective, polite agony. It was one of those moments where you could practically hear everyone's inner monologue saying, "Is this really happening?" Courtney, bless her, tried to steer the evening back to her actual book, talking gently about family routines and traditions. But before she could finish a thought, Meghan jumped back in to share how preparing tea for 8 people is a crisis. Tea for 8, from the woman whose lifestyle brand literally sells tea. You can't make this up. Then came the line that had the audience exchanging looks. Meghan turned to the crowd, flashing her best host smile, and said, "I'm so glad you guys could come, as well as, well, our lovely author, Courtney." At Courtney's own book launch. It was one of those moments that could only be described as peak Meghan, the kind of social misstep that's so confidently delivered, you almost have to admire it. By the end of the night, Courtney looked like she'd aged 5 years, drained, polite, and ready for it to be over. Meanwhile, Meghan looked radiant and triumphant, as if she'd just successfully conquered another social circle. Because that's the pattern, isn't it? Meghan has a remarkable talent. Not necessarily for acting or activism, but for commandeering attention. She can turn any room, any microphone, any friendship into a stage. Courtney Adamo may have written The Family Home, but Meghan? She unintentionally penned the sequel, How to Make Every Room About Me. And here's the kicker. Despite the awkward energy and stiff smiles, Meghan's camp is already spinning the moment as a heartfelt show of support. But the clips tell a different story, one of tension, forced laughter, and a friendship that feels more like a press opportunity than a bond. Still, if there's one thing we've learned from Meghan's recent appearances, it's this. When she walks into a room, she doesn't just attend, she takes over. And whether you love her or roll your eyes, you can't deny it. She's still writing her own script.
That's it for today's update. Now it's your turn. Share your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button. For more celebrity news and updates, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss a new video.